What is up, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of our Miata build project, MidniteSon. So, got the engine and transmission out today. Pretty straightforward. The only real difference is the power plant frame. It's kind of weird, but pretty easy to work with. Definitely a first for me, but hopefully not the last time. Just important to make sure that you disconnect your backup harness right here. It runs on the chassis harness that runs like along the inside of the trans tunnel. And then there's another sensor right here. It just has like two little bullet style connectors. Pretty easy to disconnect. I'm not 100% sure if the sensor is supposed to look like that. It's got like this goopy white sealant stuff on it on the top. I'm gonna have to look into that, maybe replace it. But transmission needs to be deep cleaned for sure. There's like years worth of grime on here, and I'll show you guys the bell housing and a little bit more about what we're talking about. So I'm sure some of you guys picked up on it when you saw the back of that block, but looks like we had a rear main seal leak. I'm hoping that this fluid isn't coming from this seal here on the transmission, but honestly, since we're already kind of this deep, probably gonna go ahead and get that replaced as well. We're gonna need a new throwout bearing and just kind of clean this up all together. We're gonna see if we can save this rubber boot right here. If we can't, we'll just have to get a replacement, but definitely gonna need to be cleaning this thing up. You can see that it has just been getting full of oil over the last few years, and it's about time this thing gets refreshed. So jumping over here to our flywheel, you can see that it has seen better days, but it's not really its fault. It is covered in oil. Same thing with our friction disc on our clutch and the other side. For our pressure plate, I mean, it's just slick, and it's got a bunch of residue on it. And that would be because of that right there. So I need to get in here and clean this, obviously, but I'm hoping that that freeze plug isn't also leaking. Something we're going to definitely have to look into. Other than that, I think that this engine is a great candidate for a simple reseal. You know, the valve train looks pretty good. We will probably do our head gasket, and we'll get the head cleaned and probably do new bearings on the cams. We'll take a look when we pull the oil pan off. We'll get it on the stand. There's just a lot to do in here right now before we actually get to that step. I need to get all the bolts bagged and tagged. I need to move a few things around, and we'll pull the oil pan off, kind of take a look once we get that windage tray out of the way, and we'll hopefully see some good things. If not, well, you know, we'll just have to go from there. If it looks too drastic, like something that we don't want to deal with, honestly, probably either just pick up another 1.6 or maybe find something else to swap into it. But I'm keeping hopes high that the inside of this thing is just as decent as the head, which I know didn't look like the greatest, but I mean, for the mileage, it's nothing a few cycles in a cleaner won't get off. So I will catch you guys when this thing is back on the stand. For now, I got a shop to clean. All right, and just like that, we got the engine on the stand. Went ahead and cracked the oil drain plug just to get any residual oil out of there. And we have a little bit of work to do on here before we get it pressure washed tomorrow. We need to crack these timing gears off, which I already have marked and taken exhaust. And then once we get those off, since we're going to be replacing those seals back there, we're just going to leave everything, pull that timing cover that's behind those cam gears, and we're going to go ahead and get the water neck off. And then we're going to pressure wash this whole thing, pressure wash our transmission, and also our engine bay. I need to get some of this stuff in here organized, and then we're going to soak this all down with some purple power as well. I am still on the fence about depowering our rack that we have here. I might just bite the bullet and get a manual rack. Just not really looking forward to spending that money on that, but maybe I can find one to use that just needs a little rebuild. So that is where I'm gonna leave it with you guys today. I will catch you guys tomorrow, and for you, it'll just be a second. We'll get this thing all cleaned up and then get it ready to open up for the first time, take a look at everything, and just hope that everything looks good. I mean, I didn't see anything crazy in the oil when we drained it, so I'm hoping that we don't have anything suspicious inside. I think we should be relatively good. Just a little bit of cleanup and some elbow grease. I think this will turn out great. I actually kind of like, on camera, it looks almost like a satin black block. I kind of like that. So maybe once we get this all cleaned up, we'll see how it looks, and maybe we'll give it a fresh coat of some satin black enamel. We are definitely going to be painting the valve cover. We are going to be getting our intake manifold coated as well. Nothing too crazy, but just something to freshen up the look of this 1.6. Feel like it deserves it. It'll be in this MX-5 for a little bit, probably until next winter, and then we'll have already started to build something that we might be putting in here. I've got quite a few ideas, and I would like to do something maybe a little bit different, but we'll have to see kind of what that entails. I've always wanted to do, and now this is a little sneak peek, and this isn't a promise or anything, because I'm not sure what we might end up doing. But if we do choose to keep this around, once we seal it up and clean up the body, I may be doing something where I'm going to take the drivetrain from an extra Mazda Speed 3 that I have. It was a parts car. I'm thinking about taking the drivetrain out of that and seeing how I could make this all-wheel drive. I'd love to do an all-wheel drive Miata with a Mazda Speed power plant. I think it would be awesome. And so we'll see. Like I said, that's not a promise or anything. Just something I've been kind of thinking about for a while. Part of the reason I wanted to get a Miata to begin with. I think it would be really cool. There's a lot of room in this engine bay, and I think it was something that we could maybe make work. But that's besides the point. That's a whole nother series. For now, we're going to get this thing sprayed down with some purple power, get the transmission sprayed down, and we are going to get this thing cleaned. So I will catch you guys tomorrow, and until then, peace. All right, so got the engine all degreased and pressure washed. There's a little bit of stuff that we didn't focus too heavily on. Like, I didn't really worry about cleaning the oil pump because we got a brand new one. But our block, our head is pretty clean, and then the oil pan is pretty clean as well. We can always take that off and clean it separately. But I just wanted to make sure the block was clean for the most part. So when we pull the head off, we send it down to the machine shop. We're going to do the new valves and all the seats and everything, and then we're also going to be doing new bearings for the cams. And then we're going to get these freeze plugs out probably after we spray the block, whatever color we're going to go with. And then hopefully when we flip it over and pull this pan off, we don't see anything crazy underneath the windage tray, and then we should be good to go. We're going to leave the bottom end alone if everything looks all right, or we might just end up picking up some bearings and go ahead and replacing them while we're in there. But we'll just see when we get to that. So it's not perfect, still a little bit of stuff we got to clean up by hand, but definitely a lot better than it was when we got it pulled out. So I'm going to start disassembling this, and I will catch you guys when it's all ready. All right, so I got the oil pan off and the pickup. Everything looks good in here, just a little bit of silicone on the screen, so not too bad. Nothing crazy in here. That stuff down there is just like this buildup. I didn't see anything crazy. I don't have any metal flakes or anything. I ran a magnet in there, nothing picked up. Got the rear main seal off. Got a bunch of hardware kind of laid out over here for the assembly, but pretty happy with how everything's looking so far. We got the block all cleaned up and went ahead and got majority of the stuff off of the engine. Still need to pull this cam sensor and get these camshafts out. Pull the head off, and we'll take a look at the pistons, the piston heads, and we'll see kind of what they look like. And we send this off to the machine shop so they can do their magic on the head, and then we will probably take a closer look at the bearings for the cam, or for the crank. I'm not 100% sure if we are going to do rings and bearings on these, but I figure if we have it this far apart, we might as well. We are going to do bearings for the cams, so it seems just fitting that we go ahead and get that done as well. So I'm going to end the video here. I got a lot of cleanup to do in the shop and get some bolts organized, but I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you so much, and I hope to catch you guys in the next one. The next one, we will be just focusing on some stuff in the engine bay, cleaning up some wiring, cleaning up the bay itself. And then I still have to clean up that transmission, but I won't bore you guys with that. We have a bunch of new parts actually. So that whole table over there is just full of stuff. So come over here. Obviously we have like our fluids, we got our starter, we got our new ISR short shifter, all of the gaskets in here, belts, seals. I got a bunch of stuff in here today. So I got the crank saver in here. I got a brand new timing belt pulley for the crank. I also got like the new cover, a new keyway, timing cover, plastics are in here, so that's kind of cool. So I messed up though, I should have bought the seals because I don't have any, but yeah, timing cover, plastics, whatever. Water pumps, oil pumps, pretty much everything that we're going to need for the engines right here. And basically we're going to, like I said, get that all split up and get cleaned up. I'd like to spray the block maybe this weekend. I'm just going to do like a satin black. I think it'll look really cool. And we are also going to do new freeze plugs. These don't look too bad, but I figure while we're in here, we might as well just do them. You know, never hurts. Pop them out, they're like 20 something bucks, easy. So we'll do all that, get it all put back together. But like I said, in the next video, I'll just be working on some of the wiring and stuff in here, doing a few deletes, cleaning all this up. Like I said, we're not painting the engine bay just yet. We are just gonna leave it red for now, like the outside of the car. I got something special I'm thinking about doing, but for now, paint and body is gonna be a ways away. I'd like to get this drivetrain put back in, and make sure everything is running correctly and we don't have any leaks, and then we're going to focus on the inside. I did go ahead and clean this passenger side of the carpet and everything. I think it came out really well compared to the other side. So I'm going to do that. Basically a little maintenance stuff. I did get a little cover for the radio, or I mean not the radio, the AC. So I got a new cover. Ours is all cracked up, so you can kind of see. So we got that. Got a new wheel coming, quick release. Got a short hub for that, so I'm really excited about it. And then I'm working with somebody right now for a hardtop. So we will see what happens when it happens. But like I said, I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you so much. More Miata content coming very soon. We have coilovers, brakes, lines, frame bracing. We've got under rails to do. I mean, we have a bunch of stuff plus a full kit. So we have a lot of stuff going on. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.